Welcome back. We have Bishop Marc Andrus. He's the Bishop of the Episcopal Diocese of California. Wonderful guest. You've now been the bishop for 10 years.
True.
Surprises, challenges in these 10 years. And how are the Episcopal churches doing under your oversight?
Oh, those are all good questions. Well, Elizabeth, when I got here, when Sheila and I moved here 10 years ago, the Iraq War was on.
Yeah.
And I had been publicly opposing it in Alabama. There weren't a lot of people publicly opposing the war in Alabama, but I carried that commitment, my belief that it was wrong for a variety of reasons here. And I led a protest of Episcopalians joining with mainly Quakers in front of the federal building 10 years ago, just a few months after I got here. And I didn't plan it to be a defining moment, but it has put a stamp on my episcopacy, I think, because it was so public. I got hundreds and hundreds of letters. And whenever you step forward, it puts you in a position to learn something. And I learned so much from people. I got letters from...
What'd you learn?
I got letters from servicemen and women serving in Iraq, saying this is a terrible war and thank you for standing up for us. I was so moved by that. And it taught me that we who are given the gift of these public positions really have to be mindful of how we carry hope for people. I'm thinking about Harvey Milk saying you've got to give them hope. And this is really what we're all about, is standing up and offering hope to people.
How do we carry hope for people?
How do we carry hope for people? And so I've really, because we stepped forward in that way, there were about 200 Episcopalians who walked from Grace Cathedral down to the federal building with me, and we met these wonderful Quakers, and we were arrested by federal marshals. And interestingly, almost every one of those federal marshals had served in Desert Storm and privately said to me, we don't support this war, and thank you. And it was illuminating. So from that moment on, I've felt that responsibility of carrying hope, not by myself, but with people. So I've worked on a lot of public issues like immigration, LGBTQ rights, recognition of their rights, environment.
Climate change.
Yeah,
I've been in meetings with you. Also affordable housing here in San Francisco.
Yeah, definitely. We're working together,
on that
with the Interfaith Council and with the mayor. That's beautiful work. It's very important.
I like what you said about our faith engaging with the public and public issues. And tell us, how are some of the Episcopal churches under your oversight engaged in public life?
Well, much like your Lutheran congregations, these are beautiful people. So lots has sprung up. They've been doing good for a long time. The Episcopal Diocese of California got started around 1849 with two churches. First, Trinity, which is now Trinity St. Peter's on Goff and Bush. And it wasn't there then.
Right.
And Grace Cathedral, which was Grace Church at where the Ritz is today, Stockton in California. And from that time, I would say that as people say that California leads and the country will go that way eventually, the Episcopal Church has been with the culture, not following, but actually helping shape the values that we call our Bay Area values. They've been leaders in that for almost 170 years. They're still doing that. You know, they're meeting new challenges.
What are those new challenges?
Well, I think clearly income inequality is one of those, and the other is our recognition that we are in what's being called the Anthropocene epoch, meaning we have shaped the climate. This is human-induced. So interestingly, here in California, in Northern California, we are good stewards. We do a very good job of caring for the environment. But that didn't insulate us from 4 years of extreme drought, and probably more to come. We got a little break this late winter, early spring with El Nino. Got some rain and the hills look greener, and we said prayers of thanksgiving for that. At the same time, that El Nino was the strongest in 100 years and caused this bleaching, we know, of coral reefs in the Pacific. A third to a half of some of those are gone and may not come back. So these are planetary effects that we're now dealing with. And so the income inequality, which we have the unfortunate position of maybe being the most income unequal city, region in the United States, among them for sure, and what that's done to our population.
We see it in the city here, don't we?
So much.
Yep.
You know, there's a very old settlement house, like Hull House is the oldest in Chicago. We have one in Episcopal, Good Samaritan, here in the city, and the director of that, Mario Paz, narrated to me, he's so great, he narrated the story to me that there are clients of theirs who are, what they can have in the way of housing is an old model car that they buy for very little, and then they rent space in somebody's yard in the Lower Mission. And that's their home.
That's the home, and the home. We're going to have to take a break, and then we will come right back to hear more about this story and others. Thank you.